Hello, Tuesday. This video contains major Torchwood Children of the Earth spoilers. I mean, like, whoa. So last week I had intended to do a flaily reactionary Torchwood talk about thingy, but it was writing week, so I decided instead to save it for this week. What I decided that I would do is start by reading to you the post that I did for LiveJournal the night that I watched Children of the Earth. And yes, for the record, I did save them all, and I watched them all consecutively back to back. Kind of hurt. Just finished. Can't form words to make sentences. I'm numb, and somewhere under there is anger. I know that this has always been designed as the darker Hoovers, but everything about this mini, actually the last 2 episodes of it, just wasn't Torchwood. Not the Torchwood that I know and love, and because of that, I kind of feel betrayed. It feels like RTD just held up 2 fingers on his way out the door and told us all to jog on. Torchwood was a show about the human spirit and how it could overcome anything, no matter how dark or grim things got. About a group of people who stuck together, even to the point of facing their own deaths, and how it was good and could save you and all that jazz. It was about people, it was about love, it was about redemption, but overall, and most importantly, it was about hope. Torchwood was not about how everyone dies, faith is stupid, love doesn't conquer all, hope is a fading, useless light in the dark, black, yawning fissure that is the sucking void. And there are no real heroes, just bad men and cowards who run away at the end of things instead of facing life. At least it wasn't until the very last episode of last season, and pretty much the entirety of this miniseries. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for a series evolving, but not like this. This was not in the best interest of the universe, the story, or the characters. This was RTD vomiting a lot of his personal beliefs onto a massive audience. Not to mention grabbing Jack by the boots, yanking his legs out from under him, and dragging his character backward about 1,000,000 miles in his development. Yes, I know, it's his world, and he can do what he pleases with it, yada yada yada. But in my mind, that does not negate the responsibility that he has to fans to be true to the concepts, themes, etc. of that creation that he held out there for us. And in my opinion, this miniseries did not do that. The death of Yanto was pointless and quite frankly very cruel. Pointless deaths are meant to be plot devices to tell the audience that the danger is real and that, oh my god, they could all die. And therefore they're not so pointless. But Season 2 had very solidly driven home that point for us as an audience already. Yanto dying was not a necessary evil. The threat plot point of the series, of the episode, of the overarching story, would have been made just as well with the building full of dead people. As I said with SGA and the death of Carson, believe it or not, I don't get into fandom for realism. At least not that kind of realism. I get into it for the escapism, for the feeling that comes with the, and everything is sort of alright in the end. That's the big part of the reason that I like science fiction, because no matter how bad things get, for the most part, everything is okay at the end. That's why I like fandom. While I do like my fandoms to tug at my heartstrings from time to time, to make me care for the characters and worry for them, I do not like it when they tear my still beating heart from my chest, spit on it, use it as toilet paper, smash it on the ground, and then stick it back in and piss on the wound. Especially when said actions are for no other reason than to tear my still beating heart from my chest, spit on it, use it as toilet paper, smash it on the ground, then stick it back in and piss in the wound. Owen and Toshiko were devastating enough. Killing Yanto was a cheap stab into our hearts with a rusty spork, and it's something that I will never forgive RTD for. I just can't. Don't misunderstand me. It was good, it was well written, and it was brilliantly acted. If I step outside of it, I can honestly say that it's a wonderful piece of science fiction that all of the people involved should be proud of. It just didn't feel like Torchwood, and that was, to me, sad and disappointing.